Hello, everyone. This is Bella again, and welcome to episode 2 of Job Interview Bootcamp. And in this episode, we are going to talk about the perfect pitch. What do you mean about the perfect pitch, Bella? I mean, tell me about yourself. When you are at an interview, you have these questions like almost every time you have this question. They are going to question you. Tell me about yourself. And you freeze. You can't freeze. You need to be prepared. And that's okay if you take a couple seconds to think because you're still human. But, you know, that sounds like a simple question. Tell me about yourself. But this is exactly where 90% of candidates fail. Normally, it's because you think the interviewer wants your biography, but they don't. So, normally, you would say, "Hi, my name is Fulana. I'm 25 years old. I was born in Brazil. I have two dogs." Stop. Literally. The interviewer doesn't care about your dogs yet. They don't care where you were born. Not yet. Maybe later, but not yet. First of all, they are thinking, can this person do the job? And do they fit my team? Do they align with my expectations? So, your answer is not a biography. It's like a movie trailer. It's like a spoiler. Mm? So you need to show the best parts of your career and also the best qualities related to that job that you are trying to take. Okay? So let's think about the formula. All right? Here we have the PPF formula. The PPF bridge or the PPF formula, it's present, past, future formula. Let's break it down. The present, okay? The present. Who are you today and what is your expertise? So, I work as a blah, 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 where I focus on blah, blah, blah. I am specialized in blah, 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 and I focus on blah, blah, blah. How do we connect this? First, you are going to say that you are specialized, you work as, and then you are going to say your job title. So I work as a teacher, and I focus on, and then you're going to say your main responsibility. So I focus on making sure students learn without complicated materials or complicated lessons. So this is my main responsibility or my main goal as well. The past, the highlights. So you will select only one or two major experiences. You don't have to list everything. You just have to mention a skill you learned and this responsibility. So for example, before that, I worked at as a designer for 2 years. There, I developed strong skills in skill one and skill two. So usually you use two skills, okay? So it's like before that, I work as a designer for 2 years, and by doing that, I developed strong skills in organization and team building, okay? And the future is the why. Why is the most important part. You connect your story to the job you want right now. So, for example, and now I am looking for a new challenge where I can use my skills in tal coisa because it's your skill that you are going to like. My skills in uh, team building to help a company like yours grow or to grow with this company. Okay. So you are going to show your value, okay? It's a bridge. You show where you are, where you came from, and why you are here, perfectly connected to this company. So this is very important. Let's see it in a visual, okay? This is like more like a summary for you to think about your answer later, but it's like um, this is the formula, the template, the usual template. Let's remember this could be variable because this is not, the world is not The Sims. We are not all in a box, okay? But this is a formula that you could use to help you, okay, develop many answer types. So, for example, the present. Currently, I work as a blah, blah, blah. And if you don't work, you can say, I am an expert in blah, blah, blah at company, or no company if you don't work. Where I focus, or if you don't have a place, if you don't have a company to say where, you can say, uh, currently I work as, currently I'm an expert at tal coisa, and I focus on tal skill, okay? Step 2, the past. Before that, I worked at tal lugar for tal years. There, I developed strong skills in skill A and skill B. So you have the script. And then the future, which is the most important part, the part that you have to elaborate more. And now I'm looking for a new challenge where I can use my background in this area that you want to work in the company to help your team, or to or with your company. I want to do that result. For example, to grow with your company, to help your team grow, or build a a new perspective for your company. Anywho, you need to study the company and see what they need and see why you would be the perfect candidate. And this is one of the best formulas to do that, okay? Now, power verbs for your pitch. I have here, stop using verbs like did or made. They are not wrong, but they are not so professional. So, for example, instead of saying I made a project, you could say I developed a project, I created a project, I co founded a project. I don't know. Instead of saying I looked after the team, I managed the team, I led the team, I was the mind behind the project, the team. Okay, I was the mind. Okay? Instead of I helped with, I collaborated on, I supported something. Okay? So these are very intelligent changes and switches that you could do to improve your speech when you are doing your pitch. Okay? Common mistakes to avoid. Do not mention your age unless asked. Okay? It's not necessary in international interviews usually. Don't talk about personal hobbies like Netflix or gaming unless they relate to the job creativity. Okay? So, and unless the person is very cool and they ask about hobbies, then you talk about your hobbies, but you have to be asked about your hobbies, okay? Your jobbies, your hobbies. Don't take too long. Your answer should be between 45 seconds and 1 minute. Of course, this could vary because this could vary because some people stutter. I stutter a lot, but the more you practice, the less you stutter. Okay. Now, your homework for today, this lesson, It's to fill the template with your real information. So this template here, you need to fill it in. And you will record yourself on your phone reading it. After, you will try to do it without reading. And then when you listen your recording, I want you to pay attention if you sound confident. Are you speaking too fast? Do you repeat a lot? Do you stutter a lot? Talk about this with your professor, your teacher, okay? It's important that he knows or she knows or they know that you are practicing. Repeat until you have a perfect speech. Of course, you will never be perfect. No one is. But you should have a good pitch, a good enough pitch that you convince someone else. So, for example, you could try to practice with your teacher. Teacher, I'm going to make a pitch and I want you to listen and see if it's convincible enough. And they will help you, okay? And that's it. I hope to see you next lesson. I hope that you like it. This lesson, right? And I'll see you next week. Don't forget to follow the structures. Kisses from Teacher Bella, and see you next lesson.